I'm going to show you some interesting exercise that you can do at the workplace. But before I start this presentation, I would like to invite you all to read the QR code that you are seeing in the image, or at menti.com. You introduce the 8 digits because this presentation is going to be dynamic. Some of the exercises we're going to do all together. Some of the questions I'm going to ask you will be shared at the screen. So I would like to ask all of the 34 people to just read the QR code or input the 8 digits at the menti.com before starting this webinar. Doesn't work? Is it working? Okay, it's working. So you can see the presentation through the screen of your computer or through your smartphone. So it's double sharing instructions from the Menti. 15 already have assigned. Let's wait more, just one more minute. Give it more, 10, 20 minutes, just everybody to participate. We're going to have some simple questions that I'm going to ask you all, and the results are going to be shared on the screen. So no names going to appear. It's all anonymous. Yeah, I believe I can go forward. During the presentation.
Can you hear me, Philip? Yeah, some people are saying that it does not work. It worked for me. I was able to scan it.
Okay.
If you
try,
yeah.
And if you try to input the 8 digits, will it work? Sometimes because of the light of the screen, sometimes it's going to be some errors.
Andrea, if you cannot log in with the QR code, you can go to menti.com and introduce like these 8 digits, and it's going to be the same.
Yeah. At the top of the screen, the numbers will help you guide this presentation. So if you go to menti.com and you input 42501183, this presentation is going to be also shared.
I think it's okay now. Perfect.
Thank you. So, just gonna talk just a little bit of the framework about active breaks and why it's important to be physically active. Then I'm going to show you how to increase your health at your workstation, office, in the office, also at home. And then I'm going to have some small exercises, simple stretching exercises for you to input during your labor or afterwards. So don't be afraid. Nobody's going to be sweating after this unless you are at the beach drinking a mojito. So if nobody's at the beach, nobody's going to sweating today. Just a simple overview about who I am. I have a PhD at sports science. I'm a teacher at the Polytechnic University of Leiria. And my specialty, if you like to call it, it's about how to promote health-related behaviors. I've been working for the last 6-7 years, maybe, on this topic. I have wrote some articles, some books, but I like to tell that I'm just human as you are. I'm a teacher, so I spend a lot of time sitting. I spend a lot of time feeling the same symptoms as you. So this webinar is also for me. Just a reminder that we have to be physically active. So let's start with the basics. And my first question to you is, how many hours per day do you spend sitting? Let's include all the hours, since commuting, working, eating, relaxing. How many hours do you spend sitting? And we will not include the hours that we spend sleeping. So the first question using the Menti, how many hours throughout your day? It's a mean, doesn't need to be perfect. Do you spend seated per day? So the race now it's 9 or 10 hours. Some people only stay seated 5 hours per day. That's great. 7 hours, 8 hours. I hope you aren't listening to the background construction noise, because near at my house they are currently doing some constructions on the roads. Let's hope that you are not listening. Okay, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10. Will it change? All right. Exactly, menti.com. So somebody's with the microphone on. So as you can see, we spent a lot of time sitting. We spend a lot of hours commuting, working at the workstation, being seated basically. So this has some impact on our health, and we're going to see it right now. So what may be the consequences of prolonged sitting? We know, looking at these numbers, that we spend a lot of time seated. Sitting is a sedentary behavior. So what could be the consequences? Not 1 month, not 1 year. What would be the consequences 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years spending 9, 10, or even more hours seated? I want to ask you that, and I would like for you to respond to this question. What would be the symptoms or consequences of this prolonged time sitting? Back pain, yeah. Blood pressure, neck pain, loss of flexibility, bone density issues. Yeah, sure. Back pain, more stress, blood circulation problems, fail posture, nice. Obesity, can't dance. Yeah, sure, why not? Muscle and joints, okay, weakness, sedentarism. That's all interesting response. Just that you know that every time I ask you something, there is no right or wrong answer. It's just to know what's your opinion, what you believe could be the impact of prolonged time seated. So we have here interesting responses. And this webinar was built some weeks ago, and I didn't know your answers, and you didn't know what would be my presentation. But it's interesting to see that everything you have written here, it's similar to what the literature, to what research shows about prolonged time sitting, and what the loss of physical activity has on our body. So looking at your responses, let's see us a little bit further about the consequences. So we know that prolonged time sitting, prolonged time being physically inactive, increases more than 100% the risk of diabetes, because, as some people wrote earlier, because of the problems on blood flow. So we have a lot about glucose in our blood, and glucose is the sugar. And if the sugar does not flow throughout the veins and goes to the muscles, it increases the sugar, the glucose levels in our blood, which increases diabetes, which can cause all of those things reported in the image. But it may also cause hypertension, also related to blood flow, which increases 2 times. We already know that prolonged sitting time also increases the risk of obesity, as some wrote, cardiac problems, and unfortunately, it may increase, it's not a direct causal association, but it may increase some premature death. And because of this, I would like to ask you, considering all of this, if you all also feel neck pain, low back pain, shoulder pain, do you feel exhausted at your workplace? Do you feel stress, anxiety? Because everything you reported earlier has been reported in recent research, and we know that bad sitting position, prolonged time of sitting position, all increases these symptoms. And most importantly, the ones that we feel every day are the neck pain, shoulder pain, joint pain at the wrists, for example, because using the mouse will cause some inflammation. So we all know that it has some consequences, and we will try to reverse these symptoms. So considering what you wrote and what we know now, do you have any of these symptoms? And I would like to ask you to share which ones. Do you feel back pain, shoulder pain? Do you have diabetes? Do you have any chronic issues? The response you are giving here are all anonymous, so your name will not be shared on the screen. And it's always interesting to see. I'm not yet. That's a nice answer. Not yet. Let's hope never. Tense shoulder, low back pain. Not at the moment. Oh, great. Some neck, some back pain. Back and neck pain, feeling 60 while I'm 31. Not yet. Okay. Hand and finger pain. So mostly people feel some pain on the neck, on the back, some of them on the wrist and hands. So there's a lot of back pain. Unfortunately, we can't go to the grocery store and buy a new bag. We cannot do that, unfortunately. So we have to pick up our body and try to make it more healthy. So just the last question, for just simple awareness about the risk of all that we have talked till now, how many people do you think die every year of sedentary behavior? Just pick a number and write it here, just to see if you're close or far about awareness on health. I like to make this question because it's always interesting to see the results. When I say die every year, I mean globally, not just in one country. What is the mean score on average every year globally? People unfortunately die of sedentary behaviors. Too many? Yeah, that's a great answer. Millions? 10 million, 4 million? Way too many, yeah, unfortunately. Because as we saw, sedentary behavior, prolonged time sitting, increases some of the pains, increases some of the symptoms, which then are related to a billion, okay, billion maybe it's too much, which are related to this risk. What the World Health Organization tells us is that sedentary behavior, it's the third leading cause of premature deaths. So around 2 million people each year, unfortunately, die because of sedentary behavior, which is related to non-communicable diseases, just like diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol levels, and so on. So let's try to reduce that risk, being physically active from today forward. So my objective here, my main goal is to increase your health for those that are already physically active. You can always do a little bit more, which is always better. So I'm going to share with you some exercises to increase your health. We're going to start with the sitting position and looking at these 9 images. Which one do you believe is the best sitting position to have throughout the working hours, commuting, and at home? I will give you 30 seconds to analyze each one of the images, and then I'm going to ask you which one may be the best, not the perfect one, because there is no perfect. Some people are already adjusting. Which one may be the best position? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Okay, let's see what's your answer. Okay. Position 5 has the leading answers. Some people say position 2, position 9, or even position 4. Let's see if there are more people providing the answer, or which one may be. At this rate, the answers are going to be some way biased because everybody's saying position 5, but all opinions are welcome. Okay, so I can give you right now the correct answer is yes. Position 5 is the best position from all the 9 that you saw here. I'm going to explain why this is happening, because 2 main reasons, and that is our spine is not a straight line. Our spine has some curves, and there are 2 main curves, one at the neck and one at the lower back. So we know that the cervical hyperkyphosis is when you push your head too much forward, when you spend a lot of time pushing your head towards the screen, and that increases hyperkyphosis. It's a cervical push from your head, increasing the curve that has your neck. And the other one is the lumbar hyperlordosis, in which you increase your lower back. You can see at image 7, but you can see mostly at the image here at the position 2, in which she is forcing too much of her back, which goes beyond the natural curve of the lower back curve. So we know that the image 5 has a more neutral aspect of the cervical and the lumbar, and most importantly also the abdominal is activated. We are not just relaxed, tilting the body forward, it's straight up at a neutral position. So everyone right now, let's try to sit the most optimal, and let's try it for the next 30 minutes to have the best sitting position possible. So what are the topics, the key points that are most important? First of all, it's important to have the feet on the floor, okay? Or if needed, have some footrests, some books, some shelves that you can put your feet on. It's not great to have your feet dangling as you would be at the bar with those high chairs. People are dangling with the legs as children do. Okay, we would try to avoid it at all costs. Having the foot fixed on the floor with the 90-degree angle from your hip to your knees. So you can see at the image, the back, the green line is straightforward, as well as the red line building that 90-degree angle. Everybody just adjusting now. Also, it's important that the eyesight is straightforward on a horizontal line and not tilting up or down, straightforward, or without changing your head position, looking a little bit downwards, a little bit up, forward, a little bit down, not needing to tilt my head up and down. Important also is that your wrists, your hands, your forearms are at the neutral position above the desk, and you don't have to shrug your shoulders to be at the comfortable position for your forearms. So shoulder back, relax, and forearms throughout the desk. Also important is your workstation. So we believe that the most important and urgent, the priority work should be close to you, and what is not priority should be the most backward, far away from you. As you can see at the image, at the light blue, we call it usual work. It's the work that we use on a daily basis, just like the cell phone, the computer, tablet, everything that you need that is used on a daily basis. At the normal, somewhat the dark blue, not the dark one, just a little bit darker. It's the occasional work in which sometimes you have to sign some papers, to read some documents, some notes. And at the furthest one, reducing the risk of greater movement, you have the non-working area, photographs of the family, bottle of water. So everything that's not work should be as farther away, and you should focus on having only the necessary and urgent priority work close to you. So considering all these aspects, we now will start having some simple exercises that you can include to your daily basis, before work, during work if possible, or afterwards. Simple exercises I'm going to show you, and I would ask you all to participate. I'm going to show you the exercises with some equipments, but you can participate now without them. And since this webinar is being recorded and afterwards shared, you can rewind and view the exercises with the equipment. So the exercises and equipment are low cost. Tennis ball, something easy to buy, a bottle of water, and a towel. Everybody, I believe, has a towel. Not right now at the office, I believe, unless to put out the sweat from your forearm. So without the ball or with the tennis ball, simple exercise is to close as much as you can your arm and open as much further back as possible. So open as much as back as possible and close. Open as much as possible and close. I'm going to do with the tennis ball. Okay, my arm is straight forward. So it's this one. So I'm going to squeeze the ball and open. Squeeze the ball and open. Without the ball, open and close as much. Let's do it 10 times for each hand, for each wrist. Open as much as possible, trying to push the finger beyond the natural position to close. 10 times each arm. You can do both at the same time, or if you have one tennis ball, just do 10 with one arm and then 10 with the other one. Simple exercises. Squeeze the ball and open. Squeeze and open. If you have a bottle of water, not this one, This is too resistant for that. But those plastic, okay? Squeeze, open. Some people have stress balls, always an option. And you will see that you're going to feel some tension, some work on the forearm, right? Nobody's feeling anything. Okay. Simple exercises. We are working 3 of the most important forearms muscles, the brachioradialis, flexors, and extensors, which are responsible for flexing and extending the wrist. And the brachioradialis is a muscle here which helps to grab things. And as some people say, they feel pain on the wrist because of the working mouse, because of the position we work with the mouse. So these exercises may help you reduce the symptoms of the wrist pain and may help also increase muscle strength. So now, 2 simple stretching exercises. The first one will go to the forearms. So I'm going to ask you right now to push your palm of the hand back with the other one. Push the fingers to the floor. I really enjoy seeing the camera of Carola and seeing everybody doing this exercise. Thank you so much, having all people here. Okay, let's hold the stretch 5, 10, 15 seconds. Feel a gentle stretch here and here. And then just switch to the other side and do the same thing with the other arm. Gentle stretch. If you have some high pain tolerance, you can push a little bit more. If you feel already stretched with a mild, with a gentle push, just keep it there. Okay, perfect. And the next one is for the back, so tricep of your arm. Just push one of the elbows to the ceiling, and with the other arm, push it to the other side. So the exercise is not to push your body towards the floor, but the elbow to the ceiling and then push it to the other side. Juan has a great mobility. I like that mobility, Juan. Okay, 10, 15 seconds, and then the same thing to the other side. It seems to be a really easy stretch, but if you ask some 15, 60, or 70-year-old people, they can't even put the elbow above the head. So let's keep it this mobility and flexibility throughout your life. Okay, just a gentle push and done. I want to know what Juan is doing because I like his mobility. So now wrists done, forearm and arms done. Now let's work about our neck. So holding a bottle of water or without anything, we want to do some shoulder shrugs. So seated or standing, I want you to relax your arms and push gently the shoulder towards your ears. Above and relax down. Push your elbows and your shoulders down. Not just push it and shrug. The idea is not to shrug forward, is to shrug backwards, pushing back, up and back. Okay. Hold for 1 second and relax. Push down the shoulder. Up again, push, shrug it. And relax and push your shoulder to the floor. Let's repeat it that 15, 20 times. Simple push. And relax. For added resistance, use water bottles. If you have at home some dumbbells, okay, great. Or at least with your body weight, push up and relax your shoulders. Up and relax. We know that these muscles, they are called trapezius. It's where we have a lot of load. If you touch right now your trapezius, I believe most of you will feel it tense. Yeah. Some of you will feel it like it's rock solid. So this is the stress, this is the pain that is being accumulated throughout the working day, throughout weeks, months, and year. And this needs to be stretched, to be relaxed, okay? Just simple. Stand, push, and relax. Now, two simple stretching exercises, also for the neck. So what I'm going to ask you is to put your arms one above the other, behind your head, not the neck, the head, and make a gentle push towards the floor. The idea is not to touch with your head to the floor, but just to push it with your hands, just a little bit, 10, 15 seconds towards the floor. Okay, just relax it. Now tilt your head backwards, try to see the ceiling and relax just for a little bit your neck. And then again, once more, 10, 15 seconds. Push it now a little bit further, your head towards the floor. Okay, perfect. Easy stretch. Already feeling more relaxed. Okay. Now the second one. With one arm, push gently your head towards the other side. Gentle stretch. Do not push the ear, it's just the head. And as the same earlier, not push your head to the floor, just a gentle stretch to one side. The idea is towards the right side, and then we're going to go left. 10, 15 seconds. And now the same thing to the other side. Gentle stretch. Okay, perfect. How are you feeling right now? Newborn, five years younger. There was someone saying, I feel 60, but I'm 31. Now I feel 55 and I'm 31. That's great. So we have exercises for the wrists, forearms, exercises for neck. And now let's go to our shoulders. So if you have a towel with you, great. If you don't have a towel, no problem. You can all use water bottles. It's the same thing. So what we're going to do now is overhead push press. We have dumbbells, water bottles here, or towel back with one side. It's no problem. You choose. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to do with the water bottle. So but I appreciate it. And just push both of your hands towards the ceiling as much high as possible and go back again. Push your shoulder blades back and up. Try to push the water bottle to the ceiling as you would like someone to grab it as much high as possible. Okay, 10-15 reps, push as high as possible. If you have a towel, you can push the towel forward and on the sides as you would like to rip it off. Push up and down. I'm with you 10-15 times. Push your arms up and back. Push the shoulder blades back and up. Alicia, thank you for having the towel with you. Up and back. Push the shoulder blades way down and up. If you want to increase the resistance, just use a heavier water bottle, okay? Simple stretch, up and back. Is somebody sweating right now? No. Just me. Okay, now we have shoulder exercise. Let's do some stretching exercise. So right now, one of the arms close to the chest, and with the other arm, let's hold the elbow and push it to the side, okay? Push the elbow to the side, not rotating your body, straight forward, and push the arm to the side. Easy stretching exercises. As you can see, you can make them possible before work, during or after. Okay. Now the other side, 10-15 seconds. Hold the elbow and push it towards the other side. Okay, perfect. And the second stretching exercise for shoulder is what I call the Superman or Superwoman position. Upward, hands around your back of the head, and push the elbows back. So we are here, and let's push our elbows back as much as possible to the other wall. As much as possible, 10-15 seconds. At the Carolina desk, let's avoid people shoulder with shoulder, elbow with elbow, and relax. Let's just rotate 2 times, 3 times the shoulder, back and front. And now we have wrist, neck, shoulder. Let's go to the lower back, which one everybody, most of you have reported also having some pain. So looking at the image, I will disappear for some times, is you're going to sit as back as possible. The feet are fixed on the floor. The hands are above your legs, and you will slide until you touch with the hands on the floor, as you can see in the image. And then we're going to slide back up to the top of the chair. Just easy. Just slide your hands throughout the legs till you hit the floor. And then you're going to slide back gently until you're back up in a seated position. Okay? Let's do it 8 to 10 times. Just slide slowly. Feel the stretch on the lower back. And just slide back. Try to touch the floor with both hands as much as possible. If you can put your palm on the floor, great. A bigger stretch and slide back to a normal sitting position. Okay, let's do it 2-3 times more. If possible, put your hands on the floor, the palm, and slide back. Just one more time. Because everybody here is spending a lot of time seated and back. We are almost done. Last 2 exercises, now stretching for our lower back. This one is simple. Just stand straight forward and put one arm above the chair. Try to grab it and just rotate to that side as you want to hug your chair and feel a stretch on your lower back. One arm above the chair and rotate towards that orientation. Just a gentle hug. Ten, 15 seconds. Okay, perfect. And now the other side, arm above the chair, and let's rotate your body to the other side. Try to look at the back wall of your screen. Perfect. And let's go to the last one. I believe it's the easiest one. So now we're going to push with our hands, our feet, and our knees towards the V side. So let's draw a V and let's push as the image shows. Our knees outside, and let's rotate our body. Let's tilt it to one of the sides and hold that stretch for about 10-15 seconds. Try to push the knees outward as much as possible. And now the same thing to the other side. 10-15 seconds. Almost done. Okay, perfect. As you can see, you can do all of the exercises, some of them you choose, 10-15 more, not more time needed. Just body weight exercises or tennis ball, softball, water bottle, or as some of you have the towel. Simple exercises that you can do. And I believe doing it on a daily basis will decrease the neck pain, shoulder pain, lower back pain, and also the wrist pain. And just to share with you some testimonials, people sometimes send me how much these simple exercises tend to increase their health, how it affects their wellness at the office, and to see that with some simple exercises, you can, that was too much. With some simple exercises you can increase much your health, also physical and the cognitive. And now I'm open to questions. If you have some, you can write it down at the chat or here at the Menti. Then if I can respond, I will gladly respond. Don't ask me for recipes, Portuguese recipes, okay? I don't have time to explain them all here. But about physical health, I'm here. Okay, doing this once a day is enough. For starting, yes. for starters, it would be great. But I would recommend after 2-3 weeks, starting to do it at least twice or 3 times each day. At least working days. It doesn't have to be Monday till Sunday, but at least twice or even 3 times would be great. I recommend combining these exercises with steps. Steps is a great way to be physically active. If you can make 8K, 10K steps a day with this combined, your health skyrocket. Okay? Is there any suggested time of the day to do this active break? Whenever possible. If LACMA lets you do it at the workplace, for me it's great. If you can do it before, perfect. Afterward, perfect. It doesn't have to be at the specific time. It has to be done. Just as simple as that. What about the office chain? How should it be? I don't understand the office chain. Someone can help me with that.
I
How
think
many times?
they mean by the chair. Felipe.
Yes.
I chair. An
Yeah.
office chair. Okay. If there's some nuances here about the office chair, because I don't know if there is some budget to acquire some ergonomic chairs, or if you have to adapt the one you already have. But at least have a chair with back support, at least that. If you can't acquire a chair with the head support, it would be great. But again, that needs to have a budget around that, if it's possible. But at least a chair that feels comfortable and not the plastic chairs that we see sometimes at the bars and coffees. I don't know if you have seen that. Let's avoid the chairs without back support. How many times? Twice, 3 times. I will also recommendation on the appropriate office chair for best. Again, if possible, with back support and head support, possible. Do we have to have somewhere to share my office? Yes, Laura did the recording, so I believe this will be shared with all of you guys, and even with the people that couldn't attend here. Just what I needed, my bag, thanks. Thank you. Again, if possible, once, twice, 3 times per day would be perfect. And you will really feel at the short, at the long term, some really big differences on pain symptoms.
Absolutely. And as I was saying, we have the peak season approaching. So this will help us a lot. Maybe if we can start doing it like, I don't know, 1 every 2 days, that's a lot more than not doing it.
Yeah. You can start the meetings with this.
Yeah.
Or after the meetings.
It would be a great icebreaker.
Yeah. Networking while stretching.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you
you so much, Philip. This was very, very useful, really. I don't know if anyone has any other question to Philip. This was recorded, so you will receive a copy. You can share this with your office staff, of course. It will be great, actually, for them. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us whenever you need it.
Thank you once again.